Okay, what's up? Welcome back to another We Outside podcast episode. Today, I'm going to be talking to a really good friend of mine that I've known since COVID.
At 2021.
Yeah, so the owner of Sugar Events, he is a DJ. This man does Bhangra dancing. He's a model. He's a hooper.
Dancer.
Sarcasm king. All around everything, bro. This is one of my favorite people in the world. And this is Sahil Mehta. Thank you, brother.
Sarcasm King. That's a new
Sarcasm
title.
King,
I
yeah,
like that.
Yeah. You are, though, bro. You are the most funniest person I know.
His
bro.
full name is Sahil Khan Mehta.
Sahil Khan Mehta. That's another backstory.
Yeah.
But, nah. Yes, brother. Thank you. I really do appreciate you giving time from your busy schedule. I know you're famous. Yeah.
Well, thank you for having me. You guys,
of course.
have been killing it with the YouTube and podcast game.
Thank you.
I know the podcasts aren't out yet, but the YouTube game is killing it.
Yeah. Have you been watching? I don't believe you.
I haven't been watching. I've been listening though. And then some things are really funny because like you don't know what's going on, and then that makes sense when you when you rewind it back.
So just a little, just to ease you into this conversation, because I could already tell you're a little bit nervous, but I want to know. I want to talk about how we met, okay? So
October 20th, 2021, right?
you're so good with dates,
Yep.
bro. I can't remember shit. Like he knows he's so good with dates.
18th and 20th, right?
18th and 20th.
Yeah.
So we were at Romulus, Michigan.
No, Taylor, Michigan.
Was it Taylor, Michigan?
Yeah, Taylor,
That's right
Michigan.
there, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is
So in
the
Taylor,
backyard.
Michigan, in a backyard. It was during COVID time. We had probably at that time the biggest client we ever had, right? They were doing everything with us, multiple
Everything
days.
you could in a backyard too.
Yes. In a backyard. What was the first event?
Sangeet.
Yeah.
The first event was
It was the
Sangeet,
Sangeet.
and we walk into this gigantic tent. It's nice. I have my guys there. At this time, we don't know that many DJs. We know like one or two DJs at this time during like events and stuff like that. And then I see this handsome guy behind a booth, and then this little tiny chick on the side.
Really?
Yeah, with like a beanie on because it was freezing at that time.
Yeah.
Remember?
It's cold.
Yeah,
Their
it was
heat
really
wasn't working at first.
No, I think I didn't always make a point to like talk to the DJs and stuff like that. But then I walked up to him. I asked him, "Hey, I need this cable. I need to plug this in or whatever." So he really helped out. He was really cool about it. And then I remember when I asked him, "Hey, when we're supposed to start?" And he's like, "We should have been started." And then that's how the joking and everything came. Can you tell me what was your first impression of us when we walked in?
I was
Good or bad? Just don't.
I was really
don't skip me.
scared because if you remember, one of your guys dropped your camera, and then you just started cussing him out. I'm like, oh man, this guy's scary and he's really mean. Because if that's how he talks to his own people, like I can only imagine like what we're in for. But then it got a lot better because we were dealing with a lot of interesting and moving parts.
Yes.
And the event went pretty smoothly, like it usually does for the most part. Only problem was, remember, we were all connected. I don't know if you guys were plugged in, but we were plugged into the same power that their heater was.
Yeah,
And I think
yeah.
the power went out either during the event or before the event.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
we're like,
It was
yo,
before
man.
the event, actually.
We're like, dude, you have to give me like dedicated power. I can't
Yeah.
be sharing with a heater. Event was fine overall, but then it was the following event, the Monday wedding and reception, where I think we like became friends because you needed that wire. I had one, dude. That was so long ago. Like I didn't have that much equipment, but the thing you need, I apparently had, which was really cool, convenient, and helped everyone out.
Yeah, that was a big deal, man. I learned because the reason why this event was so significant is because it was our first one that we were doing really big, and they wanted a specific type of video and content for their wedding that we never did before. So as we were doing it, I was learning how to do it. You know what I mean? And then finding people to like work with at like events that are very like collaborative and like welcoming and like help you out and give you the advice that you like ask for, and not just like give you the cold shoulder, but like whatever, that was really nice. And I think that's why like we kind of gravitated towards you ever since then. But yeah, man, that event was a fucking nightmare though. I'm not gonna lie. For us, for you, it was pretty good.
It was okay. I mean, I was still learning my ropes too, right? At that point, we had started around 2016, right? But it wasn't really a thing, right? We were doing like grad parties, baby showers, like, people weren't booking us for weddings at that time. And then as soon as we had like 12 weddings booked, COVID happened, right? So, that was kind of like our bounce back event. That was at a real hall,
Right.
After so long, after 2 years,
of
but-
of nothing, right?
of only backyard
Oh,
parties,
okay,
right?
okay,
We
backyard
did
parties.
what, probably 30, 40 backyard parties
Okay.
in that pandemic time, but like, it's different than like
Mhm.
working at a venue. But, since then, right, we've probably done what, 15, 20 events together?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now?
Slowly. Yeah.
Maybe more. Yeah.
No, definitely maybe more. Because there's events where it's just like really small and you're there,
Right.
and there's stuff like that.
Well, and-
We just run in. We in the beginning we were just running into each other without even realizing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we weren't referring each other or anything, and now it's like constant refer. And
Yeah.
all the events, like where you have your boys go out, and I'll be there, or
Yeah.
I'll have someone from my team go out, and you guys
Yeah,
will
yeah,
be there.
we'll
So
be
we
there.
might not be together, but at least Sugar events and TTL Pro.
I'm not gonna lie. Sugar events, because we are associated with Sugar events, and this might be good advice for all photo and video teams. Knowing your DJ, knowing who you are working with at events is really helpful, because they know other people. So it just gets easier and easier and easier, because Sahil knows a whole bunch of other people. He's not just one DJ and that's all he knows is my company Sugar Events. He also knows other people and what they're doing and what they're getting into, which is good, because like you don't go into any event blind, right?
Yeah, of course.
But you started Sugar Events when?
2016.
2016.
I really want to say 2016. It was just a company, right? I was just working for other people, whoever would give me a gig, whoever would let me shadow them.
Yeah.
Gotta give two big shout outs. My man KV Singh, he's a singer. And he actually reached out, like, who wants to learn how to DJ Tarp on our team?
Uh-huh.
And I said, I do. And, I would go to his house. He would show me how all the buttons work. I had no idea what I was doing.
Right.
But I was already so interested in music and everything that I'm like, I can figure this out, right? So he gave me a lot of, like, of those beginning events, right? I was shadowing him. He was showing me the ropes. And the other guy, of course, my goat in the DJ community is Bhavdeep, Mickey Singh, DJ Mixta.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a soul in the world that doesn't like him. I would just ask him, hey, man, can I just follow you around? I'll help, like, clean up.
Mickey's dope, bro.
Pick up, right? Like, I was doing all these, like, just following him around, and
Yeah.
he let me do it. I never asked him for money or anything. He gave me my first controller. And he knew I was starting off. It was like an $800 controller. It's called the Pioneer SX2. Probably like 4 years old at that point. He gave me a year and a half to pay it off. And I'm like, dude, like, that's the nicest thing you can do. He was letting me borrow equipment for free. I'm going to his house after this to pick up some equipment. But
Yeah.
those two guys really, like, set the pavement for me getting into the Detroit wedding or, DJ community.
DJ community. When was this? Was 2016. So how old were you at that time?
Damn, you're going to just call my age out like that, bro?
You're not that much older than me, bro.
2016. What year are we in? 2024. So I was
2024.
23, 24-ish, right?
Yeah, so same age, bro.
Um,
Yeah, we're not old, man.
Bro, we're old, dude.
No, bro. Please.
30 is old.
We are in.
Mahin, how old are you?
I'm 30. I just
You're
turned
30.
30.
Dude, yeah,
You just
we're-
turned 30 February
We're old,
2nd.
man. But it's okay. It's okay.
I kind of like it, though.
Because 30 means that you have experience, right?
Yeah.
Like, if you tell somebody, hey, I'm 21, people are going to question a lot of things.
They're not going to take you seriously.
Yeah. All three of us are married, right? All three of us know what it's like to go through a wedding process, right? Regardless of the size of the wedding or what country you were doing it in, we know what a wedding entails. And so obviously that experience helps us so much relate to all our clientele.
Exactly. So 23 you started DJ. What did you do before that? So you grew up in Novi, right? That's
Yeah,
from what I know.
Novi,
Yeah.
the 6.
The 6? Is it called the 6?
NO.VI, right? So it was the 6th stop on the train station route in, like, Michigan back in the day.
That's the 6.
Yeah, so like
I'm from 6 Mile, Detroit.
I found that out in high school, and then of course Drake came out, like, with the 6, even though 614 is Toronto area code, but like that's not the 6, it's like the 614
That's not the 6 either. It's the 6 stop on a freeway, bro. Come on.
on a train station.
On a train station, sorry. On a train station. Yo, you guys are crazy, bro.
Anyway, we're clowns.
So Novi. So I don't know anything about Novi. This time me and you would never have crossed paths in Novi because it's really far from where we grew up. But how is Novi? How was your?
Novi was good.
You were born in America, right?
I was born in Pontiac.
Okay. So
Lived in Waterford until 3rd grade. 4th grade moved to Novi. Lived there until 12th grade. It's not the Novi that it is now, right? Novi has a lot more, like,
a lot more
people
construction.
now. Yes, I think we probably had the same amount of construction, but
I hate driving to his studios and stuff like that, bro. It's so bad. And he tells me, yeah, it's nice. I'm like, yeah.
once you're in Novi, it's
Yeah.
nice. Just getting in and out of Novi
Yo,
is
it's impossible, bro. It's a Michigan joke.
They finished the traffic on 96 though.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Good
Still
year.
not gonna come. I'm not gonna take the risk.
Took a year.
Yeah, more, man. It got to be more than a year.
It was rough.
Yeah.
But wow. There weren't that many Indian people, right? I was, I think, one of like 6 or 7 in my graduating class. And
Oh,
then, you
damn,
know, what's
really?
funny? I have a younger brother. He does all our lighting. Sagar.
Sagar, yeah.
Shout out Sagar, bro. I love
Yeah.
you.
Sagar's always clutch. If
Oh,
I
man.
can't be at an event, like, before the event, he'll set everything up, even have, like, background music playing before I can get there.
Yeah.
But Sagar started ISA, Indian Student Association, at the same school I went to, where I tried starting it, and I couldn't even get 30 people to sign up. Now it's like the biggest club at their school with 250 plus people.
What does this club do?
They like promote, honestly, just South Asian awareness. They host different fundraisers, events, and they have an ISA show, which like kind
For
of
that school.
for the school, which celebrates like, you know, different types of Indian culture and dances.
Oh, sweet.
And it's in their auditorium. Novi High School auditorium is beautiful, state of the art, 1,000 plus people. And every year they rent it out and put on this awesome show. I'll connect you with someone there. If you guys could record and take pictures for them, dude, it's awesome. And
So are
think
you?
about-
So even then, when you were like in high school, you were kind of involved in.
No, this wasn't there when I was in high school.
Okay.
This
But
all
you
started
tried, though.
I tried. Yeah, it was a fail. I played basketball. I wrestled one year. I ran cross country and track. Our cross country team actually won nationals, which was pretty dope.
Damn.
Our coach was like a state champion. I was very much not into Indian culture until like sophomore, junior year, or Desi culture.
Yeah.
But everything changed when we started for Tile.
Okay.
At Barra team.
Yes. So that's what I want. That's the next thing I want to talk about. What's up?
See that
Nice.
segue?
Nice.
See that
Yeah,
segue?
bro. Yo, this DJ and his transitions are amazing, bro. Yo. So what? So what is this dance group Fatile that you started? Where did the idea come
Yeah.
from? When did you start picking up dancing and everything like that?
So I went to Hindu camp back
Okay.
in the day, right? Rochester, New York, basically just middle of nowhere, New York.
You were in Rochester, New York.
Yeah, you've heard of it? Upstate?
Yeah, I've heard of it, but like you were there. Why were you there?
That was Hindu camp.
Oh,
That's where
okay.
Hindu camp was.
Oh, okay,
2
okay.
weeks. People from all around the world flew in there.
They
People
don't have
from-
Hindu camp here.
I'm sure they have something. Nothing like I know of
Yeah.
that like was as big, but it was 2 weeks. You know, again, upstate New York, middle of nowhere.
What do you do there?
You know, funny.
What's Hindu camp like?
We learned like how to do. We learned how to read Sanskrit and chant like different prayers. Right? We call them bhajans and shloks. That's just prayer to God. And after that, we would have like a philosophy class where we'd learn about like Hindu mythology and you know just different principles of Hinduism. And then, of course, you make tons of friends. And that was a time, at least when I was growing up, where there weren't that many, like, Desi people around us, right?
Yeah.
Not only, like, Indian Hindus, but I didn't know any Muslim people. I didn't
Yeah.
know that many Sikh people, Punjabi people, whatever, right? So this was, like, kind of a safe haven where it was, like, 200-plus people, 150-plus people.
It's your people.
Yeah, I just felt connected to everyone. And, again, there were people from New York, California, England, India,
shit.
Canada.
That's
So it was
crazy.
really cool, and that's what taught me how to network and stay in touch with people because you know I can probably like look back at years and like name every person that went to camp.
Oh, wow.
You know, and then I was eventually a director there in 2013 at 21, which was really dope. And then my brother, again, he was a director again there in 2021 or 2020.
What's the age difference between you and Sagar?
5.5 years.
5.5 years.
Yeah.
Is he your only other sibling, or you have?
He's my only other like sibling. Yeah,
Oh,
you know how
okay.
like especially in Desi community, oh that's my cousin, or like hey that's my brother, but you're really like first cousins
yeah,
or something. But yeah, he's my only brother.
Damn, that's cool. I like Sagar. I love Sagar. Okay, so you went to Hindu camp. Okay, so
Yeah.
what happened then?
I forgot what we were talking about before. Hindu
How did
camp.
you get into like
Oh,
dancing?
Dancing.
yeah, dancing.
Yeah.
So at Hindu camp, they used to do a thing called Bhangra aerobics, right?
Mhm.
In the morning, look at like teenage kids, right? Like between 8 and 15.
Yeah.
They'd be like, all right, it's 7:15 a.m. Let's have Bhangra class. All right, you know, we're all groggy, like half asleep and everything.
in the
stuff.
morning.
Yeah, or 7:45, something like that. We'd show up and then, you know, they just blast Bhangra music and they teach us how like different moves. You know, and most people are like dead inside at that time, especially in like teenage years.
What was the thinking behind it? Like, this will wake them up.
Yeah, that was the thinking behind it.
Yeah.
It was either that on one day or yoga on the second day. So you had like complete polar opposites
Polar
of what
opposites,
happens
yeah.
in the morning. So, we were learning from different people for the first few years, and I really started liking it. And then junior year of high school or sophomore year of high school going into junior year that summer, I reached out to, one of my closest friends and my business partner now, Gursimran. He's the main founder. He's like our godfather of Fertile, of Bhangra. Like anyone that's like knows Bhangra in Michigan has some connection with him because he has that kind of reach.
Okay.
And he said, hey, I reached out to him.
Did you meet him at Hindu camp? No, you meet him
No. He's not Hindu. He's Sikh.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Yes.
No, you're good.
Yeah.
But I reached out to him. I just messaged him on Facebook. I'm like, hey, bro, I want to join your Bhangra team because I knew he was a big like Bhangra guy. He was a year younger than me. And he messages me back. He's like, yeah, sounds good. Come meet me after like school, after the ISA meeting. I don't go to school with him.
Okay.
He just thought I went to school with him, and he's like, yo, meet up. I'm like, yeah, that's not really possible.
Yeah.
He went to Canton, right? There's like 750 Indian kids.
Yeah.
Even back then. And I'm like, yeah, that's not possible. He's like, okay, no worries. I don't know if anyone can join like my dad's team or like he was on a team that like his dad's friends ran, like an uncle team, right? I don't know what they did, but he's like, hey, I'm going to start my own team. You come. And he invited 4 other people. We sat at a table with his sisters. His sister kind of like broke it down like, hey, let's be respectful to each other. We're going to all be boys, but like, don't rely on each other for like other stuff. Like, I don't know. It was like so simple back then. We said like, you should bring your own water. Like, stuff like that. So we all brought our own water or like bring your own snacks. Like, don't like, kind of like privy off of someone else's food and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Started having these practices. Our team grew from 5 to 6 to 8. And then, now we have an academy with 300 plus students, been to over 40 plus comps, 50 plus comps. Our team has like 20 plus trophies.
Yeah.
So it's grown into, you guys recorded, right?
Yeah.
You performed at the Pistons game.
The halftime Pistons game.
I don't know if we can do something like this. Like,
I'm
click
literally
the
going to
link.
put it up here.
Yeah. Click the link wherever it is, right? So you can see
Click it. It's on Sile's face. Just click it right now. But yeah, that was so cool, bro. And like, it's unfortunate to say that like us being in Detroit, we actually didn't know all this stuff was going on. You know what I mean? We didn't know there was other brown people in Michigan when I was growing up. Mine, 2017, 2016.
You went straight to Warren?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he went straight.
Yeah, I came straight to Medicine Heights.
Yeah, he went straight.
And
to
then
Medicine Heights.
Warren.
I was still in Detroit around that time, so it's like I didn't know all the stuff was going on, which is like crazy. So when you're telling me, it's like the first time I'm here.
Yeah.
How did you come? What does Fertile means?
Okay, so Fertile, at least like Bhangra in general is a very heavy Punjabi traditional dance, right?
Yep.
So and you'll notice a lot of people like learn how to dance, or it's very easy to pick up. I'll be honest, but like a lot of true cultural and traditional elements, only Punjabi people know very well unless you like dive deep. So the whole team name was Fertile Shakeen, which I believe translates to unique and agile. Yeah. For all the Punjabi people watching, please correct me if I'm wrong, but it's something along those lines, right? And that's what the name was. Gursimran and I think a few of the other guys that obviously know the language well decided on that name, and it was unique at that time.
Fertile started when?
2009. And that's what immersed me into like Desi culture, Punjabi culture specifically, but Desi culture in Michigan. Those were like my only Punjabi friends, or like my only brown friends. Again, I had friends from school, and we had like family friends, right, that we knew of. But
Dude, you got friends all over the world.
Those were my like go-to guys, and that like really immersed me into like just listening to music, right? All different types of music. I like had like a weird OCD where I would organize my iTunes like properly. Like I had the artist name, album name, year it came out, what it would be good for, like if I was at a party or something.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to DJ at this point. I'm just organizing my music. So, which is just really funny because that led.
That's what led you to.
Led into your career.
Yeah, and at that point I became, especially not at Punjabi parties, because Punjabi people, they know their music better than anyone. And I'll be honest, I'm just not as good as them. I know I can keep a party going, but I started going to like our family friend parties and stuff like that, and I'd be the guy who just plug into the aux, right? Or I'd bring my laptop and we'd play music off my laptop, and stuff like that.
So, you're like 15 at the Hindu camp.
Yeah.
The Bhangra really, the Bhangra dance got you intrigued. So 2009, you started your
16-ish.
16-ish?
Yeah.
Wait, you started your class at 16?
Fertile started
in 09, which
in
I was
09,
around
09,
16.
yeah.
He was like 16.
Yeah.
Okay.
I probably messaged him when I was 15, and by 16 he like had the groundwork laid out.
Oh, okay. And then now you guys are in competitions and everything like that. So that's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Like
To the point
Shout out to
where
halftime
our girls
show.
team. Yeah, our
Yeah.
girls team went first place at a
Oh.
competition in
Oh,
Columbus.
shout out, bro.
2 weeks
Girl,
ago.
they're
And some
these
of the
kids-
girls
Panga's not easy.
went to Canada Got Talent or something.
Yeah,
right?
Puneet and Harmeet, two
Yeah.
of our sickest dancers, man. They so our girls team, his name is Hire, which translates to
Hero,
like
yeah,
diamond.
yeah.
And dude, that performance was awesome. They were 13 to 17-year-olds, these kids, right? And they won first place at a competition, which was like all college kids and older.
Oh, wow.
Like I was meeting people who were in their late 20s, early 30s at this comp.
Mm.
Our oldest dancer was 17 years old, and we won first place. My partner Saab, my other partner Gursimran and Saab,
Yeah.
they like train these girls hardcore, man.
Yeah.
And dude, we got second to last year, and we won this year. All within like that same comp. We found out like 4 weeks before that we got in.
Mm.
A team dropped, and then they accepted us. We didn't get in originally. This year, we got in 4 months before, and the girls ripped it.
That's crazy.
Where did that? So now that you have an academy, like, how far can you go with Bhangra dancing in general? Like, what is it for? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what was the mission to start this academy? Because I know you're out of it. You don't do competitions anymore.
Yeah.
So, like, what was what's the whole drive for?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think one like amazing thing about like Punjabi people, the Punjabi community, is they are very like strong with their traditions and their culture, right? Like 90% of the time, I'm literally listening to people speak in Punjabi, or even to me, they know I'm not Punjabi, and they'll speak to Punjabi,
Yep, this
speak in
happened.
Punjabi to me, right? And you guys have been to enough events,
This
right?
happened to me too.
Yeah. They just talk to you in Punjabi, and it's so cool how proud they are of their culture. And I think because like traditional Bhangra isn't really being taught much throughout the United States.
Yeah.
In Canada, dude, there'll be like 12 academies next door to each other, right? Like Saab, my partner, sent us a map of Vancouver. There's 6 academies 1 mile up across from each other, and I'm just like, wow, that's insane. We have 3 locations, right? Troy, Canton, and Novi, where we teach classes. And I think, and now I can speak like to more Desi culture. People just love dancing, right? And they want to learn how to dance. They want to be able to perform. They want to be able to compete. They want to dance at weddings and stuff like that. So I think there's so many people who want to learn that, and it allows us to have that like that market where people want to learn. They'll join. It's funny, Troy. It's very interesting. Troy is like a very like modern group of Punjabi people.
Yes.
They like listen to Bollywood music. They listen to Punjabi music. They're really in touch with their culture, but they know a lot about other cultures. Heavy Punjabi community in Troy. Novi, I would say more than 50-60% of our students are not Punjabi, which is just crazy how diverse it is. And in Canton, I would say almost all of them are like pure Punjabi, like, just like very traditional, old school.
Yeah,
very
definitely in
in touch with their roots
Canton,
and
yeah.
culture.
Yeah.
So it's crazy. Our 3 locations are very different, but it also lines up with how each, like Gursimran probably is the most traditional guy, knows like in and out of every single song that has ever been produced in Bhangra and Punjabi
Yeah,
culture.
I've worked with them.
He's also a great DJ. He's worked with me so many times, right? Saab, probably the most modern Punjabi guy I know. He knows everything about everything, and I'm not Punjabi, and my student base is at Nova. So it's just funny how that all worked out too.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what's grown the academy, and that's a big drive is helping people learn. Me and Saab especially, we don't dance. I tore my meniscus. Saab has had his fair share of injuries, so we can't dance anymore. But like we've learned so much that it's like it'd be like a waste. Like, hey, we went 15 years of dancing or 12 years plus of dancing. Like, I don't want to stop.
Yeah.
I can still teach, right? And that's when I really learned what that that phrase, those who can't do teach. That's what that means. Right? You can't dance anymore, so now you're teaching people how to
Teaching
dance.
people.
I should start teaching.
And they're killing it.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
these
no,
kids.
they are, which is crazy how talented that these kids are, and they're very passionate too. When we were there shooting the whole halftime show thing, I saw these kids like every little thing that they made a mistake on, they were really hard on themselves.
Oh, yeah.
which is crazy. They take it so seriously, even though it's not even a competition. You're just doing a performance.
Yeah, I mean,
And the coaches help, like, yo, calm down.
Yeah.
Relax, just have fun. You know what I mean? But the kids take it so seriously, and that's really nice.
you shot at a recital last year, right? And
Last
Munna
year.
the year before or something.
No, Munna was in the same one because I did it halfway,
Yeah.
and then Munna did the rest
And then you
because I
did
had
the
to
rest,
leave.
yeah,
It
yeah.
was Ramadan time.
Right. Yeah, man. I mean, this recital upcoming, we gotta like figure out details, but that's June 23rd. We rented a 1,000-person auditorium, right? Because last year it was about a 350-person auditorium. We couldn't sell seats to the public because there weren't any seats available. We sold it to our parents, to the parents, and they sold out on the same day.
That's crazy.
That's dope.
Yeah, June 23rd. If you're in the Lake Orion area, I don't know how many Desi people are there, but I'm sure we'll fill up more than
No, you guys are gonna
85%
fill
of
up.
those seats.
No, I think Desi people will show up if they are here to
It's
go
only
there.
20 minutes from Troy.
Yeah.
So before all of this, right? Like, you know, just getting into this like community of entrepreneurship, I think it all comes from my dad. My dad had his construction company. Then him and his brother started an IT company. Now he works in the cybersecurity space with his company. My brother works for my dad.
So is that what you were going to? Did you go to college? You went to college, right?
Yeah.
What did you
I
get
have
your
a
degree
degree
in?
in engineering.
Engineering.
Yep.
What is?
But my minors, very funny how this works out, are in business management and South Asian studies,
which is dope.
which are the two most applicable things to my career and life now.
Yes, 100%. Especially the South Asian studies, because you're the one person in this world that knows a little bit about a lot of different cultures.
Yeah, man.
Especially different religions.
And you have to be in this space, right? Like, it's like Detroit is not so big where you can only be in one community. If
Yeah.
you can, you're probably a king of it, right? Like, you don't have to do anything else.
Yeah.
But the more you know, the busier you can stay, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, I mean, how many times have I called you guys and, hey, man, in Islamic culture, is this okay?
Yeah. Yeah, you do. And you guys have you and your wife has also guided us through like Hindu culture events and stuff like that, which helped us, get our feet in there. So a lot of everything is like, what is the most important thing, to fill? You got to get this, and this. So you guys help with that. But so you got your major in engineering.
Yeah.
So what was your plan before the DJ thing?
The plan was to take over my dad's company.
Okay.
Right. And then
The IT company,
the construction company.
the construction company.
Started off as civil engineering.
Civil engineering.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my God, dude.
Yeah.
Hardest thing ever.
Yeah.
But whatever. I was always trying to find ways to make money. I wasn't necessarily the most innovative. Like, I didn't make my own thing. But if there was a platform to make money, like what we used to do is, and we still do, right? We charge people if they want to partner a team to perform at their wedding, right? And back in high school when we were charging for Fertila, and then when I went to college, I danced for Rutgers Pangra as well. We charged, I don't know, something $150 per dancer.
Yeah.
And the dancer got to keep half, right? And the other money went to cover like flights and hotels for future comps and stuff. But I would sign up for every gig, right? Probably could make somewhere between $500 to $1,000, which isn't crazy money, but hey, man, in college that's good money.
That's really good money.
Yeah, you can do a lot with $1,000.
This is what, like 6-7 years ago?
Yeah, 2012, 2011 to
Yeah.
2015, 2016.
10 years.
Yeah, we're like 18, 19 at
And
this
then
time.
I would just like pick up random jobs. Like I got really good at reselling stuff, right? Like I would buy something cheap and then resell it to someone else, right? Nothing crazy. Like it was like
All entrepreneurs have a story like that.
it was like textbooks, right? Like,
Yeah.
hey, I'll buy 2 books and then I'll sell one for like the same price.
Yeah.
Or like
The
I'll buy
price of-
2 books for cheap and then sell one to someone else for the like normal price. Random stuff like that.
So
I really
flipping.
yeah,
The Gary Vee
flipping,
way.
that's what it was. I did like a random thing on weekends in the summer where I would stand outside Indian stores, right in Jersey. It's like India, right?
Yeah.
I
Wait, at this time you were in Jersey?
yeah, I went to college in New Jersey. I
Okay,
went to
okay.
Rutgers.
Okay.
Oh.
I would play basketball.
Why Rutgers and not here?
Rutgers allowed me to do engineering and business together.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't get into Ross.
Did you have people there? Like, did you know people?
I mean,
there?
everyone has people in Jersey, right?
Yeah, basically.
New Jersey
I
is
literally just looked at
New,
him. I was like, yeah, he has his sisters in Jersey.
New Jersey is like
Everyone has family in Jersey. If
Yeah.
you have any like set of melatonin. And
Yeah,
skin.
bro. Jersey or New York?
Yeah.
I feel like.
For sure.
Easiest way-
And
easiest way to
thank God I went to Jersey because that's how I met Ridley.
Yes.
Right. But I did this random job too. It was I would show up to a store, Sabzi Mandi or something like that, a common Indian store, right?
Sabji Mandi.
Yeah.
I remember.
And I would go inside and take out their like what's the white sweet? I hate it. But everyone loves it. It's always at every event.
White sweet rasmalai.
I would grab the rasmalai.
Yeah.
I would set it up outside, and I'd be like, "Yo, taste this," to people walking in and walking out.
Yeah.
If you like it, go buy it. The
Free
guy-
sample.
Yeah, the guy who hired me, every time that got bought from the store that day, he got like an extra kickback or something. I'd get $15 or something per hour to sit outside to do this for 4 hours. I'm like, oh, this is awesome. I get to eat these free samples.
Yeah.
Don't really do anything else.
Yeah.
Do my homework while I'm sitting there. But just random jobs. I used to ref basketball games in middle school and high
What?
school. Not like real basketball games. But
Yeah,
like
but
elementary.
like,
kids, right?
elementary
Just
kids.
weird jobs, right? I would just keep picking them up, and it's funny.
You just took everything.
Anything that can allow me to make money at some level, I'm like, I'm gonna learn how to do it. The most recent thing I did before kind of just focusing on Frutile and DJing was pallets. Like, those wooden pallets?
Yeah.
So I had this old truck. My dad had this old truck. We had these pallets in our warehouse from deliveries and stuff we would get, right?
Mhm.
During the pandemic, I'm like, let's just sell stuff that we're not using. Put like, hey, I have 10 pallets for sale. Who wants them? We got like 18 inquiries for 10 pallets on Facebook Marketplace. And then I'm like, wow, there's a real demand for this. So we got more pallets. I think I sold 300 or 400 pallets during the beginning of
my
the
God.
pandemic. And we made something like 10K, dude. It was like ridiculous. I'm like, I have no idea what this like drive for money is. We bought another car. I'm like, Sagar, okay, you're handling these deliveries. I'll handle these deliveries. We were doing like 6-7 deliveries all throughout Michigan.
Just dropping off pallets.
Just dropping off pallets, right?
Yo,
we
you're
were
wild,
getting
bro.
great shape, dude. I was shredded, right? Like,
Oh, yeah.
I was in good shape. Just loading pallets into the truck, ratchet strapping them on, dropping them off at someone's house. And they would never come outside, right? Because it was the pandemic. They would Venmo or Zelle me. I'd send them a picture. Hey, it's all here. Did that nonstop for 3 months.
So you made money during
Yeah,
you were
that's
working.
the most money I made in the shortest amount of time.
That's
that I was
crazy.
just like, this is my career now.
Selling pallets.
Thankfully that wasn't the case because that was like hardcore blue collar.
Yo,
work.
yeah, that's heavy lifting, man.
And then I was just like, man, I got a degree in engineering and
Yeah.
I'm doing pallets, but like I was making more money, right?
Yeah.
So
So this is 2020.
and of course I had my like corporate jobs, right? It was funny because like when I like sell them too, people would ask me, like they didn't ask me, they'd tell me what they were doing. I'm like, dude, I didn't really ask, but like they're like, oh, I'm gonna make this flower thing. I'm gonna make a bed, stuff like that. Then I was like, wow, this is really good information. Let me include this for what you can use pallets for when I'm selling it to other people. And I was like, dude, all you have to do is talk to your client, learn a little bit, and then you can use that to help market your stuff.
Facts. Clip that. Anyway, so you're in college. Well, how did you meet your wife, now wife, Riddhi? This is while you were in college, you met?
Yes, we met my senior year, her senior year. I graduated a year after her.
Mm-hmm.
So my big brother in my fraternity was dating Riddhi's best friend.
Okay.
Shout out to Harsh Shah and Mona Patel, great people.
Wow.
And Harsh taught me how to work out. But I used to ask Mona all the time after I joined my fraternity. I'm like, Mona, what's good with your friend Riddhi? Like, is she single? She was never single. She was dating someone.
So college Sahil was
College Sahil was a different guy. Let's not
Okay.
talk too much about him, but
long hair.
long hair was actually when I started dating Ricky.
Okay.
That was a good guy. College Sahil, freshman to junior year, that was just a wild guy. Just too excited in a like new community.
Yeah.
Again, right? I didn't have too many Desi people around me growing up, so this was
So you just
new
got
for me.
loose. Yeah.
Yeah. I started eating chicken while I was in Rutgers and stuff like that too. But fast forward, I left Rutgers for one semester because I had to come back, right? I took a semester at Wayne. I took one class there, whatever. And then I went back to Rutgers that summer. And somewhere in between all of that, like I got really spiritual and religious. And I like made a promise to God, like, hey, I'm not going to eat any more meat.
Yeah.
My mom had told me we're going to go to this like pilgrimage in the middle of Pennsylvania called Vraj, which is very common for my sect of Hindus to go to.
Mm-hmm.
We went there, and and then I went back to Rutgers, and then 2 or 3 weeks later, I run into Riddhi again. I'm like, Mona, what's good? He's like, whatever. I forgot what Mona said, but down the line, Halloween night at Rutgers, right? Halloween night at any university is crazy.
It's
right?
crazy.
Popular bar
Yeah,
night,
yeah.
whatever. Riddhi doesn't drink and I don't drink, right? Mona calls me, or not Mona, Harsh calls me and he's like, hey, Sahil, come to the bar. Riddhi's here. And then I'm like, no, Harsh, like I didn't know she didn't drink. I'm like, I don't want to talk to girls who are drinking and stuff or whatever, right? I'm like, yeah, I'm not interested, whatever. I hang up. Mona, his girlfriend, calls me, and she's like, no, Sahil, come now. Like, Riddhi's here, and she's not drinking. Sprint. Right? Like, I just ran. The problem was I didn't know where this bar was because I had never been to a bar on campus. So I run back to my house, and I asked one of my housemates, yo, drop me off.
Yeah.
Riddhi's there. We start talking. Then, you know, she had...
Did you guys have prior conversation?
Not much. We all knew each other because of the Desi community.
Yeah.
Again, like, there's 5,000 Indian kids at Rutgers, right?
Yeah.
Desi kids. So, like, doesn't make it easy to get to know each other. But I knew she was Harsha's girlfriend's best friend.
Yeah.
She had her car there after, so I think she dropped me back off. I got her number, and then we went on our first date 3 days later, and then, you know, we were together.
How was that first date?
It was great. I mean, I think we had a reservation, but it didn't work out, so we went to a different place, hung out. It was really cool, really chill, really easy to talk to her. And she was also really religious, and she made a point that she's like, Sal, you know, if you like ate meat or something, like it'd be really hard to introduce you to my family. And I'm like, it just blew my mind that I had just given up eating chicken like a month before meeting her.
Yeah.
So I think it was like meant to be.
Yeah, it was like all the dots were like connecting for you.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So it worked out really well, right?
But so I just want to talk about how you got into DJ. Like, where did this DJ thing come in?
Fair enough. So definitely, you know, what we talked about earlier, I just got really into organizing my music, making sure I had all the right music for any scene. Then, like, you know, with the fraternity and everything, right, we were hosting parties every so frequently, and I got really close to, like, the people who were doing our events, right? Mm-hmm. I was watching them, like, oh, wow, this is how they handle stuff. If sometimes things didn't work out, that's where I'd plug in my laptop or whatever. But then we'd, like, you know, hey, it's not a real party. It's just pressing next on a party music. But what also got my interest was when our partner teams were going out to events, right? We were seeing how these DJs were, like, doing events. Again, I was, like, 17, 18 years old.
Yeah.
I was seeing, like, big-time DJs back then, like, running parties. I'm like, wow, that's so cool. So that definitely, like, gathered my interest or sparked my interest because I'm like, I want to be able to run parties. I feel like I know good music.
This is in college.
A mix of late high school and early college. Okay. And that's definitely what sparked my interest towards music, right? And I'll be honest, I don't make like mixes or, you know, try too hard on like promoting my own music.
Yeah.
There's tons of talented people who do that. You know, fortunately, I have a connection with enough of those people, so I get to play their music. But I feel like 90% of the time, I know what songs are good for that crowd. You know, people nowadays, they have their Spotify playlist that hey, play these songs. Okay, let me study your music. Let me figure out a good part. Let me figure out an ending part. And, you know, that transitioned into, you know, me developing, like, our whole team and everything. Yeah. But, yeah.
Yeah. So you did internships and stuff like that. So you're still working with your dad at this time at his company?
Yes.
When you were like, shadowing all these other DJs and stuff like that? So when did you decide, screw the engineering part, I'm going to go full force into DJing?
I think.
And what made you come to that decision? Because, like, you know, to other people, that's like, yo,
that's a big call, right?
Yeah, that's like, yo, you're crazy. Like, why would you do that? You spend 4 or 5 years trying to get this degree, and now you're throwing that into the.
I think I think it was a few things, right? So I really didn't like the different things I was doing in the engineering jobs I had, right? I definitely didn't like the corporate scene. I just don't think it was for me. Right, you know, some people, that's their specialty, that's their bread and butter.
And it's you know what I mean. It's respectable also.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, I don't knock it. Like, you have to be a certain type of person to do it, and
that
life might be a little bit easier. In my opinion.
Structure, schedules, right? Like, it's all laid out, right?
Yeah.
No surprises, which is, you know, definitely, like, I wish our life had more of that.
Dude, you know how many times I literally sat back and I was like, yo, I'm just gonna fuck all this. I'm gonna quit, and then just like go back to a job. And have them give me a paycheck?
I think the biggest thing, so, you know, one, especially in, like, Desi culture where you have the support of your family.
Yes.
Living together, the support of your brother, living together, grandparents, right? We all live together, which is really nice. I was like, I can make this call. Riddhi and I weren't living together at the moment, so we didn't have, like, couples costs, right?
Yeah.
You know, obviously, like, once you're married, you have other things to deal with. I didn't have kids, right? So I was like, if I make this leap now, it's my only chance. I have my engineering degree. If I ever need to fall back, I can. So we made the call. I think It was really fun. I did so many grad parties one summer. I think I did like 30, 35 grad parties one summer, right? And I'm like, yo, I'm the grad party king or something. It was like, I don't know.
30? Yeah, bro.
I don't know
You're a grad
what
party
kind of
king,
flex
bro.
that was, but Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I was doing grad parties.
Yeah, you gotta have a little bit of ego. You know what I mean? Getting booked a little bit. You,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
feel,
So
you,
I'm
you
like,
feel
I
good about
good.
yourself.
I feel
Yeah,
good, right?
yeah.
And you know, obviously, if one kid's graduating, he has 10 other friends at least that
Yeah,
are graduating,
yeah.
right? So I think that was 2018 or 2019 that happened. While I was still working on the side, right? Like I would literally finish work and go straight to the event, or I'd, you know, some PTO so I could leave early, and that's when I realized like, hey, if I can do decently at these parties and I keep practicing and keep getting better and work on my communication skills with clients and stuff,
Yes.
I can go to the next level, right?
Yep.
And like, dude, I've done some like grad parties which were like wedding events, right? Basically. So I was like, you know, let me do this, man.
Let me try.
Yeah. And I did that, right? I think around April 2020 or March 2020 is when I was like, in line with the pandemic, I'm like, yo, I'm going to do this full time, right? I was working from home, so it was really easy to navigate.
So this time, did you know the pandemic? This is during pandemic or right before the pandemic?
I quit my job right before the pandemic, which was great. I had my dad's full support and blessings.
Yeah.
I also took another job at the same time that I could work from home. So I had a steady paycheck coming in, but I was really focused on doing the DJ thing.
And then COVID.
Yeah. No, my work from home job started like May 2020.
Oh, okay.
So it was, COVID was already a thing. I already had that job set.
Okay.
It just worked out really well. I'm not some like, yeah.
You just
smart-
got lucky.
Really lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you know COVID was happening like that
Had
type of deal?
no
No. Yeah.
Dude, I remember like the week before COVID started, I had the worst cough. And I'm like, oh yeah, people are getting really uptight about like coughing and stuff right now. So let me keep that like low key that I have a cough. 2 days later, I remember like, hey, Michigan is shut down.
Yes. I remember that. I remember I was like, God damn, when everybody started calling it off, I was like, shit, bro.
I was
bad.
so bummed because that was the year I was supposed to have like 12 or 13 weddings.
That was the year that we started. Like,
yeah,
we
that was the
literally-
year we literally
That was the year
started.
we were hyped. Like our first run of it, it was like 2019.
2019.
2019, we were
December.
like, okay, we're a team. TTL's real. Like we're gonna do this. La la la. Whatever. We're hyped. Like we're getting a couple bookings. We had a couple bookings coming up. February came. My son was born. And
Juju.
yeah, my son was born, and then right after, dead.
Done.
And luckily,
think
I
you
still
should
had my
edit
engineering
that
job.
to make sure it doesn't sound like your son was dead.
No.
You're like, son was born and then dead.
I was dead. I was dead, you know, at that time. And then, like, the business felt like it died. It died at that point.
Dude, I can't.
But luckily, I still had Ford. I was still an engineer at that time.
Yeah. And were you also working on that?
No.
No.
He was on unemployment.
Oh, that's
was
good, right?
unemployed.
That was what, $600 a week or something?
It
Yeah.
was good, though. It was good. Back then.
Yeah.
It's good money.
Yeah, dude. I'm sure, like, if the pandemic didn't happen, it may have made it tougher for us to really go through because I'm sure a lot of people who were full time or probably had gotten their like 20 years or 15 years out of the wedding industry. They're like, you know what? Let me call it. I'm gonna retire or I'm gonna focus on something else. Now, photo, video, and DJs, a lot of them got wiped out, right?
I think yes. A lot of the older ones actually got a chance to be like, okay, I kind of don't want to keep doing this. Like this break is kind of helping me. And then a lot of people was stuck in their house doing their job and it was like, fuck that. I want to be my own
Guy.
my own person, my own company, I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to do what I love doing because life is short. Like, you know what I mean? Some people just like went through it at that time. So when they came out of COVID, they came out with a game plan or they came out full force.
It was
Yeah.
like both, right? It's like
Yeah.
you probably had
The OGs came off.
But you had all these new people entering the new market
Yes.
space with us,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
With us, yeah. 100%.
But then that allowed you to like showcase your different skills that made you more desirable than, you know, random
all of
vendor
COVID, all I
company.
did was like fine tune whatever little skills I had, and just keep trying. Literally, like that's all I did was just talk about stuff that I wanted to do. Keep watching, researching, because people are like, I'm a YouTube graduate in video and photo, right? So, like everybody was making content at that time. You just felt like, okay, there has to be something better than this, because you literally hated your life if you're an engineer and you were stuck at home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it was very difficult for engineers to be stuck at home. But like I always had this creative itch that I just needed to scratch.
Yeah, of course.
Coming out of COVID, it was just like crazy for it. Like,
I mean, photo video teams, man, the creativity those like men and women have, it's insane. So I'm sure like, man, dude, the amount
And
of
people
difficulties.
are different now, bro. They're way better than they were before.
Yeah,
you know,
and there's
I'm not even saying
technology
that, yeah.
investments, right?
It's not even that. People are just more creative now. I feel like they're always pushing the limit. I mean, like
Yeah, because
you-
people
before,
are.
like, even with DJs, like, we didn't even really think of that much about DJs, bro. And now, like, DJs, like, your setup, it keeps evolving every year that we're seeing you, right? You're just like, hey, Tefel, I got this new level, whatever. Half the time, I don't even know what the hell you're talking about, but I can see it. You know what I mean? I can see it and I can hear it. And I was like, okay, if I can see it, I can hear it, bro.
Dude, I mean,
There's a difference.
back in the day, it was like 2 small 12-inch
Yes.
speakers and 1 subwoofer.
Yeah.
No matter what the party was.
Yeah,
And now-
I feel like the OGs are the ones that were like kind of, this is what's good. We're gonna keep
Yeah,
this.
yeah, of course.
You know what I mean? And then we're like the next generation that's like, okay, we're gonna push it.
We can do more.
Yeah, every single year we'll push it.
Mine, I don't think you were at the event. 4th of July weekend, 2023, right? It was at Soho Grand.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, I was pumped. I had these like 2 dual 18 subwoofers.
Yeah,
Remember
yeah,
how
yeah.
excited I was? And then I had like 6 other speakers
Oh,
set
yeah, I
up.
remember.
But the problem was like the event was running behind, unfortunately, and
Yeah,
the dance floor really didn't get started because the couple.
Bro, he
like-
probably played the music at like half volume for like an hour or two.
Yeah, man, it was rough. The couple they went to go take more pictures. You weren't the photographer for that event, but
Yeah,
they went
yeah.
to go take more pictures. So obviously, when the couple leaves the dance floor, and advice to future like couples as well, like be on the dance floor during the dance floor, or else it's gonna kill your dance floor because everyone wants
Yeah,
to
I'm sorry
dance
about
with
that.
you, right?
I'm sorry about that.
Um,
Sorry about that. Yeah.
You've never done that.
Let's just say this, and this is what he's talking about. If there's an open dance floor happening, photographer, videographer, do not remove the bride and groom away from the dance floor
Yeah.
and just to take your shots. You should have got that before the dance floor.
Plan it
started.
out, yeah.
Plan it out. Let them dance, man. Let them have fun. You go get those shots.
Because
you
it's
know
their
what I mean?
one time where they don't have to think. They
Yeah.
can just enjoy, right?
They can just
Everything
enjoy.
else is,
Exactly.
do I have my first dance down? Are my parents happy for whatever reason? Has food come out, right?
Yeah.
Like, what's the time? Bride and groom
Exactly.
have no
Did
idea.
everybody
what time.
get their pictures?
Yeah.
Okay, we got to cut the cake, put the ring on. We have speeches, we have performances, stuff like that. Like, they don't have to worry about nothing but just having fun. And you swing them out of there, like, that's just wrong. Don't do that.
I
That's a big
remember
no-no.
that event. The moment I realized, so dance floor was pretty full, right? This is a 600-person hall, probably 200.
And guests are not gonna drive the dance floor. The bride and groom are gonna
Bride and
drive the
groom.
dance floor.
So I'm playing the song, Mucho Shadi Karo,
Yeah.
right? Perfect bride and groom song. I'm like, let's give it up for the bride and groom. And then someone turns around, oh, they're not here. I'm like, what? Like, I can't see the crowd, right? I'm so excited. Like, I'm pumped. The girl had great music, the bride.
Yeah.
And then someone said that. Someone else was like, what? And then everyone just cleared out.
Yeah, everybody just left the dance floor, bro.
I started
Yeah,
playing
I
like
don't-
one song request. Like, some guy would be like, hey, play this random song. Sure.
Yeah, I usually don't do that. Like when
You don't give shout outs to the bride and groom?
no, like I don't
we
pull
never
out the
have to.
bride and I don't pull out the bride and groom if they're doing something, like if they're in the middle of the dance or there is some kind of stuff going on.
Yeah, yeah.
We really don't do that.
I think
we,
our philosophy, and I think yours also, right? We are there for them to enjoy their day. It's not we are there to get our shots or get our songs out or show off our transitions and, like, you know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, let me be an MC, let me promote myself and stuff like that. Like, you never say like, oh yeah, this is brought to you by Sugar Events and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you never do
It's
that.
a
Yeah.
little tacky, right? Like, you don't
Super
need to-
tacky, bro. And I don't like it, And then I think that's why I kind of like how the way you do things, because it's like we know that we're there for them. You know what I mean? So I'm not gonna like pull you out of your own wedding so I could take really nice shots.
yeah, if
So I can make
anything,
my portfolio look good because you guys.
yeah,
are good.
if anything, we plan it with them. Like, hey,
Yeah, yeah.
this is the free time we have. Let's do this if
Yeah.
you guys are down.
Have we done a fusion wedding together?
Yeah, I feel like we have.
I'm trying to remember.
We did.
Michael and Lakshmi.
Lakshmi, we've done that.
Oh, yeah. They were awesome. So one thing I've noticed is with at least American weddings, like pure, like not pure, but full American non-desi weddings, this was common. I found out with like all my roommates in college, they were non-desi as well. They do that. They do like sunset photos or
Yeah,
moonlight photos
Yeah.
and stuff like that,
Yeah.
which I thought was really cool. But it's also a different culture, right? Dancing there is like everyone's gonna be on no matter what, and everyone like knows the classic wedding songs that they're all ready to go
Yeah.
crazy too. I feel like at least in Desi culture, and again, this isn't like a definitive or an absolute, but it's something like people want to dance with the bride and groom for whatever reason.
Yes.
And I think Desi DJs love hyping up their bride and groom too. With at least
Because I feel like Daisy people are a little bit more timid. Do you know what I mean? Like they don't like they're not gonna come to somebody's house and take lead.
fair. Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're gonna wait for the guest to tell them, yeah, come.
Yeah,
You know what I
of
mean?
course.
Like they're gonna be like, oh, the host to tell
Host
them
to
come.
tell
Yeah,
them.
you need the MC to play a role.
Yeah.
At American weddings, I think everyone's just excited to dance.
Yeah,
Like,
they
from the
know
get-go.
what. Yeah, they know.
They're in the flow. It's a part of their culture. They've been part of
alcohol helps a lot too.
What?
Alcohol helps a lot too.
Alcohol.
Alcohol.
Alcohol. Yes.
Alcohol helps.
Yeah,
a
yeah.
lot too.
That definitely helped, right?
I think.
But most of the weddings that we do are all Pakistani. They're all Muslims usually.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I
So,
think
I do.
that's one thing. I don't know. I did like few of them. Punjabi people, they don't leave like the dance floor.
Oh yeah, they do go. hard.
They go hard on the dance floor.
Like if you break it down, like Punjabi dance floors can be anywhere between.
Yeah.
Three, I feel like
I've
three
done
is
5
minimum.
hours, bro.
Yeah.
I've done
Yeah,
5 hours.
I did my first Punjabi wedding in 2019.
Any Punjabi event
Remember,
is wild.
what was their name?
Was I part of this?
Manit and Manit Gill.
Oh, I was.
No, 2019. It was
Oh,
back
we didn't
in.
even know
Yeah,
each
it was. Yeah, it was like
Yeah, he
one of
didn't
my
invite me to his wedding yet.
first event, and it was like Punjabi, and I
They're my
asked
favorite
him.
kind of crowd, though. I'm not gonna lie.
They're like
It's the easiest crowd to please, bro.
from a photo video standpoint.
Photo
I feel like for
easy.
DJs, it can be some of the hardest work
Yo.
just because you're playing a lot.
The last one I did was G Sims. G Sims was on it though, bro. Like
his mind for music is insane.
he just knew exactly, and like, you know, the people come up to you like, hey, play the song, right? And he just knew.
That's
Don't worry, it's already in my rotation.
Yeah.
Yep.
Don't even try.
Dude, it's crazy. Like, and this is all a very like Desi thing. Whether you're Pakistani, Punjabi, Gujarati, Hindu, South Indian, Telugu, Tamil, Bangladeshi, whatever you're from, right? Not only do you have like your general music, you have your specific music.
Yeah.
Like your Simran explained this to me really well. He's like, no, they're not Jat. They're like play this type of music, or like, you know, I think it's like Gujarati Muslims or a certain type of Pakistani.
Hyderabadi Muslim.
No. So they like a certain type of music starts with P Pancha or something. I don't remember the word.
Pathan. Pashtun.
No, these aren't the words.
Okay.
But whatever it is, I have it organized. Or Sareki, for example.
Okay, so you have them like categorized.
Yeah,
differently.
man. Like you need to know like your type of couples, right? Like what they like, because when they ask you for it, you don't want to be caught in a like, you know, hey, I don't know what you're asking, because 95% of the guests know exactly what that is. You're gonna look like an idiot, right? So, dude,
So you do a lot of pre.
I talk to my couples so much. 3 meetings minimum before a wedding, right? Because I want to know them inside and out, because if I don't, then you know, I feel like that doesn't prepare me for the test, the exam, that, you know,
Yeah.
that big day that they want to go perfectly. Like I want to be as prepared as possible.
A way of approaching DJ, like DJing an event, is completely different than I have ever heard anybody say. 3 meetings. I've seen your Excel sheets, your meticulous Excel sheets, which is, if I ask the client, can I get your itinerary? They literally send me your Excel sheet, and I'm like, okay, this is for the DJ. What about the couple hours before you get to the hall?
Oh, the DJ setting up.
Yeah.
That's what it says.
Literally, I see DJ setting up. I'm just like, then they're like, yeah, this is our itinerary. We're like, no, that's not your itinerary. This is what Sahil is going to be doing, which he will send me anyway. But yeah, so like your meticulous way of like planning your day out, and then also like having 3 meetings with them is like crazy. Most photo video teams have like a 1-day meeting. They give an itinerary, and we're done.
You know, that
But,
gives
like,
me
and
like
I'm like-
anxiety, dude. Like if
Yeah.
you only, like people tell me, hey, I only have 1 meeting with the couple, but maybe that's me, right? Maybe that's a me problem,
Yeah.
because I'm like, hey, if I'm going to charge the couple this much, if they don't want to meet with me, that's fine, but I want to meet with them, right? Like let's spend an hour together, at least 3 times, 3 hours. That's a good enough amount of time for me to get to know you for what you like, what you dislike, music taste, because I'm not going to say any vendor is more important or less important than the other, but if the DJ messes up, everyone
Everybody
notices.
knows.
Right?
Everyone notices.
If the decorator messes up, obviously the bride and groom will notice, right?
Yeah.
But everyone else is going to say, wow, that's beautiful.
Nobody cares if there's not a centerpiece
Yeah.
on the stage on this side. Is not as the same
then
as the render.
Obviously, if you guys have an issue, right?
but
photo
they
video,
won't see anything that we do until
until after, which
until
is
after.
a
You only
curse
get
and a
one
blessing.
shot.
Yeah.
You get one shot, bro.
And that's why it's great when you guys have a team of 4, right?
Yeah.
You guys got multiple angles and shots. But yeah, unfortunately, there's so much pressure on the DJ on the day. Oh, right.
It's because you're performing.
Yes. You're essentially putting on a show, and, you need everyone to vibe, right? You play the wrong song, the wrong word, right? Like, dude, if you play a song about drinking at a Muslim party, man, you might as well just leave, right?
Yeah.
Everyone's going to be pissed at you.
Yeah.
You're not going to drop dissing music at an American wedding, right? You play Bollywood songs at a Punjabi wedding. Like, there's a lot of gray areas and, like, red lines that if you cross and you don't have the experience, people aren't going to call you back.
People are going to call you back.
Yeah. So
Right.
it's important to meet with your couples. Any other vendor, if you guys can, meet with your couples more. They'll be happy at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And you won't be confused. Yeah.
And I do want to give you your flowers, bro, because you've been helping us since day one. Even though you didn't invite us to your wedding, but like, you've been helping us in other ways. Like the meticulous thing, having meetings with them, asking them different questions, asking them what they're comfortable, what they're not comfortable with, like going into like full detail with them on their initial meeting. Like, we learned a lot of that from you, right? Because you caught us really early. We didn't know. We just went in. Hey, you need photo, video? Okay, yeah, let's go. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of how we went in and trying to collect a check and stuff like that. But now it's turning into more like, okay, we're gonna build a relationship with the client, and not only that, try to be as like open to all the vendors as possible. Which in the last 4 years,
I think you said it with who's your boy? Holy Clock.
Yeah, Ali Bazi, the last.
Yeah, Ali Bazi, man, great guy. Shout out to him. I don't know him, but like he was really cool. But what I was gonna say is, like, he talked about like hospitality and service to the clientele.
Yes.
Like, there's a market for everybody, right? If you want to be the guy who just shows up, plays your music, shows up, takes your pictures, you can do that, right?
There's some events where that's
all they might be asking, right?
Yeah.
But once you're in the wedding industry, right? Like, dude, people are saving up. They're spending tens of thousands of dollars minimum, right?
Yeah.
Maybe hundreds of thousands of dollars. And we've been to $1 million events, right? That, hey, man, they're putting a lot into this. You better be ready to give it all out. If you're not happy with your price or whatever, I mean, we just gotta suck it up, right? We've talked about it before. Hey, man, we should have gotten paid more. But like, at the end of the day, like, you quoted, right? You're the one who said yes.
You have a different mentality about quoting people and taking shorts and stuff like that. You do it if you feel like this will lead into more.
Yeah.
I
mean, I think nowadays, right, every event is a word of mouth event, right?
Yeah.
Like, I do market a little bit, nothing crazy, right?
Same. We don't market that much at all.
I think the important thing for me, at least, is reviews. Right? Reviews at least showcase, like, hey, Sahil did a good job. Krupesh, another guy on our team, did a good job. Riddhi did a good job. Nami did a good job, right? Like, I want people to highlight if they enjoyed what they enjoyed about it, so, like, future couples know what to do. But yeah, I mean, I genuinely don't think there's an event that I'll say no to now. I'll give them my price. If they say no, they said no, right?
They said no, yeah.
But I also do quote accordingly to knowing how much work will come, right? It's not a flat rate.
Yeah.
I show up and DJ for this price. No, man. Like, if there's like 15 performances, I have to make 10 mixes. There's 4 days. Those are different prices.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so you're,
Do you guys quote differently as photo, video, or?
No, we quote the same, but we're a little bit.
Event.
Yeah, for every event. No, we have a set for every event.
Because it's hour based. Right?
I mean, we try to do it hour based because that's just what makes sense for us.
Of course.
If I did it per event, then it'd be kind of hard to justify why am I trying to charge you that way, right? So I like to do it the hourly base. And you can break it down even more. Each camera, how much that costs. For me being how much that costs.
Shooting,
editing.
Right?
If I add those hours, it's way more than what it's supposed to be. But we like being at, you know what I mean? Like, right now, that's what we feel like we deserve. And if we deserve more in the later, we would. But like,
the dangerous game is once you start negotiating at some level, you're compromising something about yourself. And on top of that, you open the door to more negotiation.
Yes.
And that's where, it just stinks because, like, you want to help the bride and groom out. But then again, you have to remind yourself, your service is helping the bride and groom out, right? You're doing, at least, I think there's 5 important parts, right, to any wedding: decor, coordination, planning, photo, video, DJ. Did I miss somebody? Food. Food is obviously important.
Oh, that was a lot of information, bro. Damn. But yeah, that was another episode of We Outside. Sahil Mehta. Sugar Events, check them out. I'm gonna link his website and his stuff down there if you guys are interested. If you guys have more questions on them, you can hit him up on Instagram. I'll link all that down below. But thank you for that. I appreciate it. That's a
Thank you,
long
my
one.
man.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Oh